Hi, welcome or welcome back to Books and Bocadillos. The start of this video is a little different than usual, but I am working on something special, so stay tuned. I am actually baking a cookie cake. I've been meaning to commemorate my 100 subscribers and had some ideas that didn't pan out. So then I ended up reaching 150 a few weeks ago, and now I think I'm at 161 subscribers, and I'm not necessarily wanting to make my channel about numbers because the numbers are not what's important. What's important is the people, and I want to recognize and appreciate those of you who are subscribers who come to my channel on a regular basis and leave comments and offer me your friendship and your support. So thinking of each and every one of you who've introduced yourselves to me in the comments, who comment regularly, who I know watch my videos, and to those of you who haven't left a comment, but I know you keep coming and watching. So thank you to each and every one of you, and just a commemoration to you, I wanted to bake a cookie cake. I've never done this before, so let's see how it turns out. So I've already kind of done the mise en place for the most part, and I'll go ahead and get us through this. I have the butter already in the mixer, and I'm going to, I've already had the flax egg ready. My recipe is right here. Creaming the vegan butter and the granulated sugars nicely. So I have the butter. Here's the granulated sugar. And here is the brown sugar. Okay, get these out of the way. These. That's high speed. And then work my way up. That's until light and fluffy for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Very light and fluffy. one thing that y'all need to know about me is that I communicate love through baking. Baking is my love language. So hope that being here with you, making this symbolically for you, shows you that I care about each and every one of you. Wax paste. So this is the binder, the eggy wax paste. It's ready to put in. I think it looks really cool. It's like a big one. Yeah. Then looks like it's mixed in. Just add the flour, the baking soda, and the salt all at once. So this is where so that is flour, baking soda, salt. And I started the mixer, some of the flour came up to the top, so I'm just kind of channeling it in. Little spatula comes in handy. Okay, looks like the dough is good. It's well combined, soft. It smells really good. Like spongy. It's gonna be good. Now I just need to add the chocolate. It does get a little heavy, so I have one. See if it's gonna do two. My friend's been recovering from a surgery, so I think if it does make to one of these, we'll go to her to wish her a good rest of her recovery. Hopefully it'll give her a little bit of a pick-me-up and a little cheer. She'll be happy. She loves it when I bake. And she always enjoys my cookies, which makes my heart full when she tells me how much she loves it when I take her cookies. So I think a cookie cake will be a fun surprise for her too, as I hope it is for you, knowing that symbolically one of these is for you. I love baking cookies. My favorite. I'm gonna make it 20 because it's gluten-free, and sometimes the gluten-free takes a little. But for now, I am gonna go ahead and take the time between now and baking is done to talk about my weekend review. So I'm gonna go get my notes and I'll be right back. Okay, I grabbed myself a cup of decaf coffee. It's a coffee mocha. I hope you have something warm and comforting on your end. And I haven't prepared any notes, but I'm gonna just use my usual flow here and just kind of answer extemporaneously. So, highs and lows. For high this week, I hosted a meeting with my HOA board members. It was a high because I was really like wanting things to come out really well, and I was like not stressed, but like preoccupied with it. And everything turned out. I made pizza rolls, and everybody said they were good and they enjoyed them, and I had a nice little spread of food, and we got to business, did what we needed to do. So in that sense, I felt a sense of accomplishment. It's my first time hosting the HOA here at my house. And then I had a nice dinner on Friday to take out to my friend who is recovering from surgery. So I haven't seen her in a few weeks because I've been traveling to the conference and came back and was like busy at work. So it was good to see her. The low, probably just the busyness. It's part of the season, but then there's also things that are not like catching up at work and feeling like I'm working late a lot. So that's been kind of a low, just like the feeling tired from like the busyness and like trying to catch up on stuff that I haven't done. So that's a low. Community post. I think I posted something, but I'm having a hard time remembering what it was. I'm not sure what I posted on my channel. Tags, I did do I do a tag? No, I didn't do a tag this week. The last tag I did was the International Book Tour tag. I am working on some tags that I'm trying to record, so hopefully I'll get to those soon. What did I finish reading? I finished The Weaver and the Witch Queen this week, and that was really good. I'm really glad I finished it. I think I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I want to continue to read anything by the author again. Like, I know Melinda has been saying The Witch's Heart is better than The Weaver and the Witch Queen, and I'm really excited to read that, because if I gave The Weaver and the Witch Queen 4 stars, I think The Witch's Heart might be a 5-star read, so I am looking forward to it. But then again, I need to kind of temper my expectations, because sometimes that's what ends up making a reading experience a little bit of a disappointment. And then that's it. I'm under currently reading. I'm still reading Season of the Swamp by Yuri Herrera. Los Monstruos by Diana Lopez. I haven't read that one, but it's still in my currently reading. I have been making progress with Season of the Swamp. I started Beartown. I'm making progress with Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. Beartown is by Fredrik Backman. And I'm reading Beartown. I'm kind of late to the group read, but Ellen at LMA Book Club and her viewers and subscribers read Beartown last month, and I'm gonna get to it. And then for November, I started The Reason I Jump, and I've kind of been reading that slowly. I haven't DNF'd anything. Any community highlights? I'm trying to think. I have the Pineiro Project going on with some other content creators here on BookTube and some subscribers, and that's really fun. I'm really enjoying that group. Well, I guess this is one that I read. I read El Tiempo de las Moscas. The English translation is Time of the Flies. I read the original Spanish text, El Tiempo de las Moscas. And this is by Claudia Pineiro. And I can't say much about it because we haven't talked about it as a group, but I did finish it this week, and I am really looking forward to our discussion in our Boxer chat. I mentioned Ellen May Book Club. I'm reading the Beartown belatedly for that, and my friend Kat at Curious Cat is hosting near November, and that's why I'm reading The Reason I Jump by Naoki Higashida. I think those are all the BookTube events that I'm participating in. I wanted to do Nonfiction November. I guess The Reason I Jump is nonfiction. But I don't think I've picked up any other nonfiction this month. I am interested in doing the Nonfiction November book tag that I've seen going around. I don't think I've been tagged by anybody, but I know you don't have to be tagged to do the tag, and I think I really want to do it, so I might try to get that done this week. In terms of podcasts, are there any podcasts that I recommend? Not necessarily that I can recommend. There's one podcast episode that I haven't watched that I really, really want to watch, or want to listen to when I'm thinking about videos. No, a podcast episode. I really want to listen to Latino USA's interview with Gael Garcia Bernal and Diego Luna. I love those guys, and I really, really, really want to see them or hear their interview. I've seen them in other interviews online, but they're two of my favorite actors, and I look forward to their conversation. I think it's around their friendship. They've been friends since they were children, and it's really cool to just see two grown men keep in touch and keep a long friendship going like that. It's really cool. I also mentioned I did a Thanksgiving cookbook corner video yesterday. I uploaded it today, and in that I mentioned I had listened to a podcast episode of Assembly Required by Stacey Abrams, and if anything, it was about food scarcity, food deserts, hunger, and in the lead up to Thanksgiving, that's been a lot on my mind, and I share that because if that's on your mind this time of year, as it might be for many, there's a lot of community events happening to help provide Thanksgiving meals for the community. So I think it's a good podcast to listen to for when you're trying to figure out what is my work to do? How can I get involved? How can I help? How do we as a community address hunger in our communities? So I'm not trying to get political here. I'm just trying to say that I think that's an issue that is on my mind, and it usually is around the holidays. So yeah, that podcast was really, really good. So if you're thinking about it and you want some inspiration to do something, to get involved, to help help other people who are hungry or struggling with food insecurities, check it out. Hi, editing Mariandrea here, popping in because as I am editing this last clip about podcasts, and kind of felt like I had to, in a way, apologize and say I'm not trying to get political. And as I was editing, it made me really sad for myself in that moment that I felt like I had to say that. I've been really struggling with the conversation around keeping politics outside of the book community. And my thoughts are raw at the moment. I don't have anything like really well thought out to say, but I just want to put it out there that when people say don't get political or politics don't belong in this space, it almost feels sometimes like it's saying marginalized people don't belong. I say that as a person who is an immigrant and a woman of color. And as an immigrant and as a woman of color, my very existence is political. My family history is political. And I need to stop apologizing for that. I am who I am. I'm in the skin that I'm in. I have the family history I have. And it makes me who I am, and my existence is political, and I cannot change that. And my heart really, really like feels for other marginalized groups. So when I talk about hunger as something that is on my mind, it's genuinely on my mind. And I don't mean to make a political statement, but I think hunger is political. And I think reading is political. And I think Thanksgiving is political. And books are political. And as long as I am who I am, and books are getting banned, and hunger exists in the world, and social justice issues need to be addressed as an ally, as a member of a marginalized group, as a citizen of the world, as a social worker. Like, all of those things are in my headspace and in my like wanting to do and express. So I understand if my being who I am or my worldviews are not what you want, and I may I may not be the channel that most people in the space want to watch. And I think I'm coming to the realization that as long as I stay true to who I am, and I'm unapologetic about my family history and my social identity and my social standing in the world, and how political all of that is and feels to me at the moment, I just I'm gonna lean towards authenticity and being real with you and sharing what's on my mind. And I'm going to stop apologizing for being political, because I can't help being who I am, and I can't help that my existence is political and my social justice interests are political. So I really want to be a safe space for everybody. I want to be an ally. I want to be a safe person for marginalized people. And I think as a woman of color, oftentimes we're also trying to make people comfortable around us and temper our words and our attitudes and our beings to be more palatable. I know it sounds awful, but I feel like sometimes, without even thinking about it, women of color tend to do that. Black and brown women tend to try to make other people feel comfortable around us and our stories, the stories we choose to tell. So I am going to continue to try to make you feel comfortable on my channel and be a good hostess and welcome you. And I hope that you continue watching, but just know that I can't help being who I am and I can't help my thoughts. And I will try not to be too apologetic about that in the future because I am who I am and I'm not going to compromise or change that. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but just feel like I needed to give some grace to myself just a few hours ago because I felt like in that moment I could see my wheels spinning because I was like, I'm not trying to like get political on my channel. And what I want to tell myself from like a few hours ago is, girl, don't worry about it. You do you. Say what you need to say. Be who you are and stop apologizing. Whoever wants to be here with you will be here, and whoever doesn't want to share the space with you won't. And it is what it is. And I just gotta continue to try to do what I love. I love to read. I love books. I love baking. I love cooking. I love being a hostess. I love entertaining. I love poetry. I love sitting on my hammock. I love spending time with friends. I love my family. Whether or not they vote like me, I love them. I love my friends. I love BookTube. I love a reading community. I love readers. I think book people are the best people and they are my kindred spirits and I'm happy to be here and I hope you are happy here with me. And thank you again. I'm going to keep saying this. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I care about you. And I hope we are able to understand one another. I'm just here to read books and get political when I need to. I need to be authentic to my stories and my lived experience. I'm going to leave it at that. And recipe, well, I guess I could provide this cookie cake recipe in either the description box, or if I don't get to, maybe I'll do a separate post. So I'll share that. The recipe is from the Modern Vegan Baking Cookbook that I shared in my Thanksgiving Cookbook Corner video. Yes, well, I recorded it yesterday, uploaded it today. What I'm looking forward to, this is Thanksgiving week, and I have a lot of baking in my future. I mentioned in my Cookbook Corner video that I have quite a bit of baking to do. So I don't think anybody's commented yet. I was hoping I would get some suggestions or some just like feedback to help, some reaction to help me decide what to do about my baking plans. But I think I'm just going to stick with it, try to just make it happen. And I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to time with family. Looking forward to cooking and baking for my family, my loved ones. And yeah, I mean, I think this holiday is made for people like me who just love to host and show love through the culinary experience. So I'm so excited. I love cooking and baking, and this is my kind of holiday. So I am looking forward to it. So thank you so much for watching so far. I'm gonna just keep going until I can show you the end result that is in the oven. So this is the cookie cake that I made for you for 161 subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for leaving me comments. Thank you for your friendship and your support. I look forward to continuing on this journey with you. Hasta la próxima.